Elon Musk has set the stage for a whole new age of thinkers. He is the brilliant mind that gave us Tesla and SpaceX, and most of all, inspired a generation to continue chasing after their dreams. When people ask Elon how he learned to build rockets, he simply says, "I read books." It's no wonder that this popular icon and billionaire has thinned the lines between fiction and reality. Futuristic cars and everyday space travel, who knows what's next? So if you're looking for a new book to add to your wish list, why not take some advice from the best? Here is a list of great reading recommendation from the man himself. Let's take a look at what one of the richest men in the world thinks you should have on your bookshelf. Number 10. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress by Robert Heinlein. It's no big surprise that we're starting off with a selection from the science fiction genre. There's plenty more from there to follow too. The Moon is a Harsh Mistress paints an elaborate picture of extraterrestrial colonization, something we know Elon himself has been deeply invested in. This book captures the conflict between colonizers of the Moon and the rulers on Earth. But it goes much deeper than that. Robert Heinlein gives an incredibly realistic picture of what life outside of planet Earth could be like for the incoming generations of humanity. It discusses elaborate ideologies revolving around libertarian principles and reimagination of social bondage and lifestyle. The complexity of human emotion and the flame of revolution are beautifully tied together in this compelling narrative. Number 9. Howard Hughes, His Life in Madness by Donald L. Bartlett and James B. Steele. The biography retells the extraordinary life of Howard Hughes. The legendary figure was also the inspiration of the movie The Aviator, which was a huge success starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Hughes was a man whose dreams greatly transcended the reality of his times. He regularly made the newspaper headlines for his outrageous feats and was dubbed a playboy, a film producer, and entrepreneur extraordinaire. In this book, the authors who earlier won the Pulitzer Prize for their work lay out the highs and lows of Howard Hughes' life history in a beautifully written piece of work. It takes the readers through his rise to fame and his constant battle with all his personal demons. The work is incredibly well researched and takes you behind the screens to both inspire and caution all those new age dreamers. Comparing the lives of Howard Hughes and Elon, we see quite a parallel in their revolutionary genius and sensational exploits. Of course, this selection was bound to be on our list. Are you intrigued to read it yet? Number 8. Structures, or Why Things Don't Fall Down by J.E. Gordon. Structures is a book that is packed with knowledge that is both highly palatable and incredibly useful. It takes a look around the world and explains the metal and asphalt bones of which modern society is built. This book delivers an interesting insight into how things fit into each other and how complex science and intuitive rendering has made our way of life today possible. Professor Gordon takes us into the mind of an engineer and builds a versatile background of structure and science. For Elon Musk, who started out his career as a computer scientist, this was a veritable treasure lode of information. His venture into rocket science as well as green technology had a sound background thanks to his own understanding of a whole new field. He put himself through studying engineering and its more technical aspects through many books, one of the best of which was Structures. Even if you're not planning to pursue a life as an engineer, we'd still recommend this book as a great read. If you've ever wondered about the feathers on a bird or how a bridge stands up, this book has all your answers. Number 7. The Foundation Trilogy. Isaac Asimov probably needs no introduction for hardcore sci-fi fans. His books on robotics, artificial intelligence, and space travel have actually made way for scientists today to explore fictitious principles and bring them to life. The Foundation series captures a great intergalactic battle in the wake of the collapse of an empire. It chases after the tale of higher intelligence that debilitates the mind and bends people to its will. In a play of power and the magnificent struggles of a whole universe, we see the intermingling of technology and science. It also has plenty of subtle underpinnings of more symbolic ideas and thoughts for readers to interpret in their own special way. Each book travels several different planes of themes and keeps the reader on the edge of their seat. Wow! While many of Asimov's books are masterpieces of fiction and fantasy, Elon recommends this trilogy as his favorite. Perhaps the mix of space exploration and advanced intelligence is what caught his attention. Number 6. Life 3.0. Human Being in the Age of Artificial Intelligence by Max Tegmark. Have you ever thought about the impact of artificial intelligence on the future of humanity? Life 3.0 brings you a vast world with a host of fantasies, new possibilities that could be exploring with AI technology by our side. It delves into the practical consideration of having machines that are smarter and much more useful than an average human and discuss the potential lifestyle changes that would come from it. Max Tegmark, a professor at MIT, looks at everything from war, government, and jobs to quality of living that we expect when we harness AI the right way. The book book bravely ponders a wide range of pros and cons and argues the beneficial effect of technology on future societies. There's always a lot to talk about when we think about artificial intelligence, and the book gives you a comprehensive review of today and tomorrow of AI in a rather compelling manner. Number 5. Einstein: His Life and Universe by Walter Isaacson. Einstein will forever be a name etched into the halls of science. In this biography, we accompany Mr. Einstein from his days of childhood to his final years. The book delves into a life of a brilliant mind in a strangely indifferent society. Einstein saw the world in a way that channeled forth a whole new way of thinking. His life's work in science and his crusades against the atrocities of war are marked down in a beautiful narrative in the pages of this book. Walter Isaacson is known for his fantastic biographies, many of which have inspired Elon to render into his own life. This book conveys the science of photons and quanta in a simple and comprehensive way while taking a deeper look at the man that was Einstein. Number 4. Merchants of Doubt by Naomi Orskes and Eric M. Conway. Merchants of Doubt is an excellent work of non-fiction that takes the reader through a series of misadventures in the scientific community and the world at large. A few misguided adventures in science have led to some of the biggest fallacies in the modern world, and this is exactly what the book describes in explicit detail. From global warming to vaccinations, there have always been biased groups who have produced studies to cover up the truth and propagate a narrative that suits their purposes. The authors debate the ethics of science and propaganda in today's society and try to get to the bottom of some of the biggest controversial findings in recent years. This book offers a sound understanding of the moral floorboards on which our society has been built. But what do the top 3 book recommendations have in store for us? We will reveal it why Elon Musk is what he is. Let's plunge in and see. Number 3. Our Final Invention by James Barrett. We came back to the subject of Elon's favorite topic, artificial intelligence, with the book Our Final Invention. A lot of movies and popular cultures have painted a rather dark world of our species once artificial intelligence is around to overthrow us. In this book, the author sorts out the different ends of the spectrum that humanity might be faced within a technologically advanced world. The book makes you think harder about the kind of lives we live today and how we blend our everyday with digital wonders. The narrative considers a possible utopia and also the possibility of human extermination, allowing readers to decide for themselves what they think is going to happen. Elon recommends this read through one of his tweets, and we're sure that if he found that interesting, you will too. Number 2. The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Why, of course, this book had to be on the list. Tolkien's masterpiece has ignited the imagination of millions around the globe with a major motion picture as well as multiple popular references to this book. It's carved out a niche for itself as a fantasy masterpiece. The book beautifully explores a wide range of themes like friendship, duty, and love. The elaborate fight between good, evil, and everything in between is wound in a setting with wizards, elves, dwarves, and hobbits of legend. Tolkien even created a whole new language for his characters to give more life to this new world. His word immerses you in glory battles and magnificent forestscapes, and before you know it, you're in love. Here's a fun fact. Elon himself read this book growing up in South Africa, and it strongly shaped his way of thinking and his vivid imagination. Number 1. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. There are very few literary works that match the absolute genius and the wit of The Hitchhiker's Guide. This book has a wide cult following and is often quoted by fans of fiction. For those who aren't familiar with his work, it explores the absurd adventures of a man who lost his planet and finds himself unwillingly exploring the galaxy with his alien best friend. As you flip through the pages, you're bound to get completely hooked on the amusing exploits of a bunch of lovable characters. This book has a medley of everything from a depressed robot to a restaurant at the end of the universe. Amidst all the comical settings, Douglas Adams throws around a lot of satire and really gives you a whole new perspective on things. This is yet another work that Elon reads as a kid, and if you haven't come across it, we advise you to rush to your local bookstore and find a copy. You can thank us, and maybe Elon too, later. And with that, we conclude our countdown. We really hope you enjoyed it, and you can tell us what you think about these books in the comments section below. If you liked this video and want more exciting content on your feed, smash the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching and happy reading!